talked in November, you were telling me the story about your Slumber Party albums.
Oh, yes.
And so whenever the tour was announced with Halestorm and Alice Cooper, I like kind of lost my mind for you.
Oh, you have no idea. It's one of those things, man. It's like he basically inadvertently taught me that I was not cool, and then that was okay.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because now it's like you can trace like pretty much like my mission statement as a person now. Back to some of those moments, you know, and I was talking to my dad about that because he's like, yeah, remember, like I was trying to like tell you at 11, like it's gonna be fine, and it's cool that you like Alice Cooper regardless of whether anybody else likes it, you know. And so when this tour was announced, I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this even real life? There have been so many like super Halestorm fans that have known this about me for years, and at the end of the night, I'll get up with Alice for school's out. I know that. And so just to see it on our fans' faces, be like, we know exactly what you're thinking, and because I'll go to them and be like, is this even real life? It's amazing. So
is it different performing with somebody who has been in this business for 50 years? Versus like a peer band, like how you just got off the tour within this moment, which I would consider you guys are peers.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, it's different. It's like, it's hard to describe. It's like a feeling. It's like when you walk on stage with these people, there's so much confidence and star power, as in it just comes with the history of what they've done. And so you just kind of feel that, because every night, like I put on my leather jacket and I'm like, I'm cool, right? I did the same thing with the Hollywood Vampires, which is a whole other thing, because his Hollywood Vampires gig, it's Johnny Depp.
Which is just like...
So it's celebrity stuff, like it's not just in rock, you know? It's
and
like
Joe
celebrity.
Perry, my God. That would be
Perry,
overwhelming for me.
You know, Duff McKagan was in it at the time, and it's just crazy. And then Alice, so you just feel like, okay, you know, like I said, you put on your leather jacket and you're like, all right, I've done some stuff in my life. I'm cool, right? And then you get out there, you're like, what is happening? Yeah,
absolutely.
Total fangirl.
Well, and you guys you have longevity too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you guys haven't been nonstop touring, nonstop putting out records, you know, with and keeping in mind, like I saw you guys are going to be on the road with Godsmack coming up in the fall.
Oh yeah.
So when is this new record happening, or have you guys been able to get in?
We're constantly writing. So like if somebody gave us a deadline right now and said, okay, like we got to go in the studio and you got to do this thing in a month, we'd be ready to do it. Okay. But I don't know. It's like there's something about the tour life, you know. It's like we love it so much, and it's still, you know, 90% of where, you know, we make our bread and butter, basically. So it's like we love being out on tour as well. So it's about switching gears. So
I always wonder how exhausted everyone is that is constantly on the road.
It's a state of normalcy at this point, you know. It's like the tired is normal. It's the rest you don't know what to do with, you know. It's like, like when we go home, there'll be like 2 or 3 days after our last gig where I'm just like, okay, where's the mission? What do we got going on? You know, what do I need to do? And then you know, finally after like the 4th day, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put on the schedule, do nothing today, because it's hard to turn it off. But
scheduling relaxation and calm is such a big deal for everybody, but especially people like you that are like constantly on the road and in different unfamiliar places, you know, most of your life. How did you start hiding pics? You've been doing this for a while.
Well, okay, in all honesty, it started as this kind of guerrilla, hi Mahar, how are you? This guerrilla marketing situation. So when we were kids, we would like stay in Walmart parking lots and stuff like that, like in between gigs. And so what I would do is I would hide like pics in like shoes or like cereal boxes, that kind of stuff, you know, like just kind of stick it in there. Because there would always be some guy that would look us up and be like, hey, I bought these tennis shoes at Walmart and your pic was in them and I had to look up your band. And I'm like, it works, awesome. So it was like this kind of like underground marketing thing that it was fun for me. And then I started doing it on days off, mainly for, you know, the kids that like, maybe they can't come to the show. And so give them like a treasure hunt. Like in Europe, they think of it like a treasure hunt. Like, oh, where did you do it today? Like we came into town to do your show, and now there's something to do, you know, instead of just like wait in line for the venue. So yeah, so it became that, and then I don't know, it's just fun for me at this point. So
I have just 2 last questions. These are actually from listeners.
Oh, nice.
Julie Ann Sentman asks, how do you decide on your set list, and are you ever going to do another cover EP?
Ooh, yes, we definitely will do another cover EP at some point because we like doing that. But set lists go, we discuss it like during the day, but we change up our set list every night. So it's one of those things where like somebody will throw out some suggestions, and then we'll like be backstage kind of jamming, and so like, oh yeah, we haven't done that one in a while, throw that in. And then we wait until after our meet and greet, because most people that come up to us are like, oh, can you play Fire tonight? Can you play something? So we're kind of inadvertently taking requests too, and then we really quick put it all together, and then send it out to the crew and everything. So yeah. And
then finally, Ken Best asks, who have you played with that you were most starstruck?
Oh, well, this one is a good one. We're out with Alice Cooper, and even though we've hung out in you know, in not stage settings and stage settings, it's every time I have to kind of like walk away, be like, I just was talking about toothbrushes to like the guy that got me into rock and roll. But it was that, and Tom Kiefer was another, and then when I met Ronnie James Dio, I had trouble finding the words.
What do you think about the hologram tour, speaking of Dio?
Oh, you know, I don't mind it so much. I know there's people like, it's not the real thing. Of course it's not. It's never gonna be the real thing. Everyone knows that. But what I like about it is that, like, if I was, you know, if I had not gotten the opportunity to see Dio, you know, I'd be like, well, at least I can go and kind of pay tribute to his image. And so if it's gonna introduce a lot of kids to Dio, fucking A, absolutely.
Lzzy Hale of Halestorm, thank you so much for always taking time with me.
Of course,
I love
are
you to
kidding
death.
Me?